Okay, so today my theme is about doing a Hillary. So remember in my previous video where I was talking about how Hillary got my vote when she went and decided to take on her own political career. Well, I am pulling a Hillary. And I've decided to promote myself. Isn't that just like, it's kind of funny, like in a way? Blonde haired girl. Anyway, I was actually petrified to wear this today. I wore it to the to the farmer's market. And I'm like, God, is it egocentric? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Superhero extraordinaire. I don't know. Anyway, all I know is I just think it's like a super cool shirt. And I got like positive, they were some of my friends, that were there. They make this kombucha, and they actually were I said I was a YouTuber, and they said they would follow me, and I told them the story about how I named myself after, the little red-haired girl from Charlie Brown, the blonde-haired girl. And anyway, but the other really interesting thing is that I ran into this couple over at Sprouts. I got most of my stuff at the farmer's market, but then I had a couple of other things that I needed to get. So I went to Sprouts. And when I went to Sprouts, I ran into this couple, and I said something about, being Indian in a former life, because I actually would eat Indian food, I think, all 3 meals if I could. All 3 meals a day. I just love Indian food. Anyway, and this lady said that her husband actually is really into former lives too, and I got to talking to him, and they were talking about how he was having issues with his hearing, and then I got to thinking, yeah, I got to thinking about that, because one ear was like he had to put an earplug in it because he just woke up one day and he had hearing loss in one, and then like hearing accentuated in the other. Very curious. Very curious. And we got to talking, and I think they were extremely curious about me. And I'm extremely curious about me too. Anyway. But I think it overall went pretty well. Oh, and I also told this one girl, she had the place that I buy my beef, like they're just like the sweetest family, and I was buying some ground beef for my child. My children like beef, especially my youngest son. He really loves hamburgers. It's like hands down his favorite meal is a hamburger. And so I would rather buy, from a local, farmer who, like, actually they're grass-fed cows. I mean, and so I'm going to buy from them and not from other places. Which brings me to, I thought it was so amazing. I watched this YouTube this morning about this guy who was filming cows, and he noticed that this cow was in distress and was trying to lead him to something, and he found that this cow, her baby had fallen out of the fence. Like newborn calf had fallen out of the fence. And so he went over and he was able to get the baby cow, like, with the mother. It was like amazing. You should look it up on YouTube. It was like the most amazing thing. And then the baby cow later, like, came back and recognized the farmer that had led him to his mom. And he was like, oh my gosh, it was the sweetest story ever. ever. Like, I just think that a lot of times we think these animals are like dumb. Like they're like, even ants. Did you know that ants bury their dead? Ants bury their dead. Anyway. So, I told you in the last one that in my last video, that I was going to talk about the flag, because this is like, it's just an ongoing theme with me. And anybody who has been actually following me knows that I have gone to a mosque. I am actually, I had learned from a minister that the word tolerant is not a very good word. I mean, do you like to be tolerated? I don't like to be tolerated. So I'm going to say I'm respectful. I'm respectful of world religions. And I'm respectful of the Muslim, I'm not really sure how to say it, Muslim religion or world faith. I'm respectful of it. And so I went to the mosque, and I was telling you all about, you know, and I was wearing the scarf. Well, the girl that I had said to this young lady, you know, that that they all looked like nuns, right? They all kind of looked like religious people, all the women. And so she ended up sending me this video because she was a little upset. I mean, she wasn't upset, but she really wanted me to put it on right because my hair was showing. Apparently your hair cannot be showing. You have to, like, your hair has to be completely tucked in. So she sends me this video on how to properly tuck your hair in. Anyway, but this is very important to Muslim people, is doing this correctly. It's a sign of reverence. It's an absolute sign of reverence. And so when I saw this picture from National Geographic, I was really taken back. I was taken back by the fact that she loves being in America and she loves the American flag, and enough to show this reverence for the flag, enough to, like, the way she would, like, presenting herself in a reverent way. I just was so taken back by that image, as opposed to this image. As opposed to this image. I have to. Yeah, we love the flag so much we degrade it, and we just very, you know, interestingly, and cut it up and create it into some costume, literal costume. And I'm not entirely sure I should be giving her any, like, of my attention. She is like the epitome for me of what is wrong with a Trump voter, a female Trump voter. She just and I have to say, when Trevor Noah, or Noah Trevor, had her on his show, I quit watching. I categorically quit watching his show. But on the other hand, I have to say, I was really taken back that Fox News or some news organization would not hire her because she took a stand on abortion. I'm not even going to get into abortion, but she took a stand on abortion, and she's pro-choice. She's not pro-abortion. Like, in my opinion, nobody is pro-abortion. That is just, however, some people are pro-choice, and Tomi had come out as being pro-choice, and they denied her a position. I was so taken back by that. I just, you know, as she has, like, dedicated her life, and she had a YouTube channel and has dedicated her life to the Republican Party and Donald Trump and Fox News and that whole idea, that whole genre of thinking. She dedicated her entire career to that, and they denied her because she took a stand on what she believed in. all of us coming out of the closet and being rejected. It just feels so good, doesn't it? Anyway, so I'm going to go. I'm going to go and enjoy my day, go cook. My children are hungry, so I'll be back. All right, love you guys. Bye.